Every trader sees chaos in the market, but Jesse Livermore, he saw rhythm, a psychological pulse running beneath the noise. While others reacted to every tick and turn, Livermore sat still, watching. He wasn't trying to beat the market, he was trying to understand its temperament. Like a chess player studying his opponent's breathing before making a move. He said once, greater than, "It was never my thinking that made the big money for me. It was always my sitting. That's not laziness. That's discipline disguised as patience." Camera pans over old ticker tape machines clicking softly. Livermore believed that markets are mirrors. They reflect human emotion more than economic data. Fear creates crashes. Greed creates bubbles. Hope delays exits, and regret forces re-entries. To him, trading wasn't about predicting price. It was about reading psychology, the crowd's mood, the collective emotion of millions. He would say, "A market is never wrong. Opinions often are." That's why he never blamed the market for his losses. If he was wrong, it was because his judgment had been clouded by emotion, not because the market had betrayed him. Tone shifts, firm and instructive. Livermore's secret was to detach from the noise. He treated trading like war, and emotions were the enemy spies. While others chased every candle, he studied patterns of behavior, not just patterns of price. When the crowd was euphoric, he waited. When panic spread, he prepared, because he knew that the best trades are made in silence, not in excitement. Visuals, candle charts, fading into human faces, excitement, panic, fear. He often repeated one lesson. The stock market is never obvious. It is designed to fool most of the people most of the time. And that's why Livermore's method was so profound. He didn't trade what he wanted to see. He traded what the market showed him. That's a mindset shift, from trying to control the market to aligning yourself with it. Music grows softer, reflective tone returns. In his eyes, patience was the ultimate edge. He would spend days, weeks, even months, waiting for the perfect alignment of market psychology and price behavior. And when that moment came, he struck with precision, no hesitation, no doubt, because he understood something most traders never do. You don't need to trade often to win. You need to trade correctly. It was the year 1907. The streets of New York were trembling under the weight of panic. Banks were collapsing, brokers were screaming, and the air smelled of fear and ink, ticker tape ink, rolling endlessly with numbers that seemed to bleed red. And right in the middle of that chaos sat Jesse Livermore. He wasn't panicking, he was waiting. Watch the crowd loses its mind. That's when the market reveals its truth. Most traders were begging for mercy, but Livermore had already seen the signs, the overextension, the mania, the blind confidence. He had quietly shorted the market while the world was still celebrating. And when the panic finally came, he made millions, more money than most men would see in a lifetime. Reporters called him the boy plunger. Investors called him lucky. But he wasn't lucky. He was prepared. He understood that markets don't collapse because of numbers. They collapse because of emotions. And he had mastered the art of standing still when everyone else was running. But here's where the story twists. Because even the greatest victories carry their curse. After the 1907 crash, Livermore became a legend. Every door opened for him. Every whisper said he was untouchable. And that's when the law began to turn against him, the hidden law of profits. Flush with success, he started to believe he could repeat the magic. He increased his positions, chased the same patterns, expected the same outcomes, but the market had changed, and more importantly, he had changed. The calm observer had become the confident conqueror, and slowly, the discipline that made him rich began to dissolve under the heat of ego. His losses came quietly at first, small trades that slipped, then faster, then heavier, until the very same man who made millions in panic was now trapped by his own greed. He once said, "It wasn't the loss of money that hurt, it was realizing that I had broken my own rules." And that's the tragedy of every great trader. It's not the market that breaks you, it's the betrayal of your own principles. The 1907 panic made Jesse Livermore a household name. But what few remember is that every fortune he built came with a shadow, a lesson that would follow him to the end of his life. You can't scale chaos safely, you can only scale discipline. Livermore's story wasn't about luck or intelligence, it was about emotional endurance. He made more money than anyone of his time, but he paid the ultimate price to learn one truth. A man can't make money consistently unless he learns to control himself. And that's the moment his philosophy crystallized, that profits are not earned through prediction, but through patience, that scaling isn't about size, but about self-awareness. Comment. Hook. If you were in Livermore's position, sitting on millions while the world burned, would you take your profits and stop, or would you keep going? Be honest. Comment below.